Hi guys, my name is Alex with Sunrise Farm. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. If you are a subscriber, thank you for your support. Today we are going to be doing something I have waited for a very long time to do, and we're actually partnering with Raintree Nursery to over triple our fruit on our property. If you haven't already seen the video where we planted our bare root fruit trees they sent us, I will link that up in the corner and you guys can go check that out, but continue watching to see how we plant our blueberries for our new blueberry field. So behind me, you can see over here I have 5 large pots, and over here I have 5 smaller pots. We got 2 different varieties to start our blueberry field, and the reason being is because if you have 2 different varieties, they help to pollinate and create more blueberries. But that's how a lot of fruits work, including fruit trees. Again, you could always watch that video where I mention more about self-pollinating and things like that. Having different varieties of your blueberries is going to give you a better yield year after year. So like I mentioned, we got 2 different varieties. So the larger pots, the 2-quart pots over there, are the Chandler blueberries, and these are just a larger blueberry in general. And I'll put a picture up from Raintree Nursery's website over here. Our smaller 1-quart pots over there are Elliott blueberries. And again, I will put up a picture from Raintree Nursery's website over here. I also have my wheelbarrow full of mulch, my post hole digger, and my shovel. So I'm going to use my shovel to dig a fairly large circle in the grass, just to keep the grass from encroaching in on where we're planting the blueberries. That way their root growth isn't competing with our natural grass. Then I'm going to use the post hole digger to dig the actual hole that the blueberries are going to go in. And I find that the post hole digger makes planting all kinds of things easy. I actually used it when I planted my rose bushes over in the garden. So the reason I have the 2 different varieties in different areas is because I'm going to do 2 separate rows. So I'm going to do 5 of my Chandler blueberries in a row over here, and then 5 of my Elliott blueberries in a row over here. And I will put up on the screen what the appropriate spacing is. However, I'm going to space mine a little differently just because I want to be able to get my mower in between the 2 rows as well as in between the individual. So they're going to be spread out a little more, and we have plenty of space to do that. Over the next couple of years, we're going to continue to add blueberries, so I want to make sure that I keep everything nice and tidy as well as evenly spaced out so it's easy to care for. Let's get to digging. All right, guys, so I just took the shovel and dug up the grass in both of the rows. Again, I did 5 on this side and 5 on this side. These are going to be our Chandler blueberries, and these are going to be our Elliott blueberries. Each hole is 2 feet wide all the way around, and in between the row here where I'm standing is 6 feet, and then in between each blueberry hole is 5 feet. And again, that's just so I can mow in between the row while the blueberries grow and get established. Now I'm going to take the post hole digger and dig a more precise hole in the middle of each of the holes that I just dug to actually put the blueberries in. So we chose the blueberries that we chose for preference as well as our zone. So each of these blueberries does extremely well in our zone, zone 7 here in North Carolina. We're up in the mountains and our soil is very red. It's a lot of clay, but it's very high in acidity, which blueberries absolutely love. So our blueberry bushes that we already have do very well right in our own soil. However, they do make a specific fertilizer for blueberries and hydrangeas that is high acidity for the plants that love that. And you can pick that up right at your local stores. I'm going to get these in the ground and I will show you guys after they're done. So they come packaged in a very barky, mulchy soil just so that way the roots stay moist and they have room to move around and grow. I'm just going to wiggle this around a little and let the roots move around and put it in the soil. That way they have a head start on branching out. All right, so I just got our first one planted. I'm gonna get the rest of these in the soil and I'll show you guys when I finish. All right, guys, like I said, we are tripling our fruit production on our property this year. However, over the next couple years, our goal is to add at least 2 more varieties and 2 more rows. So leave down in the comments what your favorite varieties are and what your harvests look like. I wanna know how many blueberries you guys are getting and from how many plants. Not only is Raintree Nursery the perfect place for you guys to purchase your fruit items like your trees, bushes, and more, but you can also go to their website and their YouTube page to get all of the details from the 4 different types of blueberry bushes, northern high bush, northern low bush, a plethora of information in depth about all of your different fruits and how to care for them. That way you can successfully grow your own fruits as well as have a bountiful harvest. All right, I just got all the blueberries in and I cannot express to you guys how amazing all the products that we got from Raintree Nursery are. I mean, these were just in pots and look at these flowers and look how big they are. And they're everywhere on every plant. All right, I'm gonna get these mulched and I'll show you guys the final product. I also have to pick these up with the wheelbarrow. So we'll get that done and then I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's all done. All right, guys, I just finished getting all the grass piles cleaned up and mulching the blueberries. They look amazing. Again, a huge thank you to Raintree. The items that we got from them, I cannot speak highly enough of. They look incredible. Another thing I wanted to mention about mulch though before I wrap up the video is you can see that I heavily mulched these blueberries really well, and then I came in here and pulled it away from the base just like I did with the apple trees, and that's how I did all of these blueberries. Another thing I wanted to mention real quick is our pest control. So currently our only pests that we have for our blueberries are birds and deer. And thankfully they do make tree netting or tree bags, which are basically just big mesh bags that go over blueberries and bushes and trees to keep those types of animals from eating all of the fruit. So that is our plan. If you guys have other suggestions though, I'd love to hear down in the comments what you guys do. That is going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys for coming along, and I will update you as our blueberries grow and as they start producing. Thank you guys for watching and have a beautiful weekend.